and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to spice things up with an inversion powered flow. So I hope you're ready to sweat and stretch, and we're going to get started standing at the top of our mats today. So go ahead and bring those feet hip distance apart. Take a few moments here. Rock the feet back and forth, just so you can find your footing here. And then begin to find stillness, rooting down through all four corners of the foot, lifting up on those kneecaps, pulling the belly in, lifting the heart forward, and then allowing the arms to dangle by your sides. Closing down those eyes, we'll take just a few minutes here to find ourselves on the mat. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And as we focus on those engagements that help us stand up nice and tall here, see if you can let go of any other tension you might be holding on to that's no longer needed. Continue those deep inhales and full exhales. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we'll circle those arms all the way up overhead. When you get there, interlace the fingers at the top. Reach those biceps by the ears. Inhale. And then exhale, pull the hands through to heart center, keeping the fingers interlaced. We're going to take a halo here. So circle those arms overhead to the left. And then once the hands come back through center, twist to the left. Inhale to center, halo to the right. And then gentle twist to the right. So going back and forth, side to side, just warming up those shoulders, warming up the core. And as you twist to one side, try to twist through the ribs instead of allowing the hips to follow you. Take just a few more rounds here, making sure you're nice and even on both sides. One more time to the left. And one final time to the right. Come back to center, release those arms down by your sides. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, hinge and fold. So we'll spend a moment here in this first forward fold of the practice. A little bend in the knees possibly. Feel the belly hover over the thighs. Shake the head yes and no. Allow the arms to be heavy here. Hands hang down to the mat or blocks. Maybe you grab opposite elbows and picture frame the face here. And imagine dragging those elbows down towards the earth. To open up a little bit, maybe you give yourself a gentle bounce forward and back. Or possibly wave the body side to side. And then making your way back to center whenever feels right. Releasing those hands all the way down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, blocks or mat, wherever feels best for you. Belly in, butt back. Exhale, let it go. Again, we'll inhale halfway. And exhale, let it go, hands to mat, stepping one leg back and then the other, finding your high plank. Press down into the knuckles and the fingertips, shift forward, exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, find your back bend, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. As you exhale, walk, step, or hop your way to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, soften. Inhale, earth to sky, rising all the way to stand. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, plant those hands down. Step it back. high plank. Again, forward, lower halfway down. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. One more just like that, gazing forward. And again, bringing your feet forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, letting it go. Inhale, earth is reaching up. And exhale, right back down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, plant the hands, float the feet back, and go through your flow. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. This time in your downward facing dog, go ahead and pedal it out here, bending into one knee and then the other. Maybe taking a little side body stretch. Whatever feels best for you. Taking just a few more breaths. And then finding stillness in center. Press the hands down but forward. Try to take most of that bend out of the wrists as you lift the hips up and back in space. Inhale, toes. As you exhale, take the knees down wide on the mat. Bring the big toes together and work the hips back towards the heels. Find a child's pose. As you're here, maybe you roll the forehead side to side on the mat. Maybe you give your dog a little attention. We'll inhale, lift up halfway. Let's interlace those fingers again. So just how we started practice, start to shift the weight forward, pressing down into the forearms. From here, we'll bring those knees underneath the hips, and we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming into our dolphin pose. So as you're in your dolphin, try to lift up out of the shoulders. Press yourself away from the mat. Elbows underneath the shoulders here. Lifting hips up and back in space. Inhale. As you exhale, start to walk the toes a little closer towards the face. And you can stay here or start to set the head, the crown of the head down to the mat. You can rise up onto the toes, or if you'd like to, start to find your headstand here. Lifting legs up overhead. Stacking joints, pointing toes at the top. Inhale. And slowly, with control, lowering all the way back down to the mat. When you get there, lift the crown of the head away from the earth. And we'll walk the feet back in space, coming into forearm plank. Continuing to press down into the forearms. Press those shoulder blades up towards the sky, belly in. Inhale. And exhale. Rolling over onto that right side, find your forearm plank. So you're going to want to parallel that right forearm with the top of the mat. Reach up through the left fingertips. Reach up through the left hip. Stacking hips and shoulders here. Inhale. And exhale. Begin to roll back to center. Plant that left hand down. And then stack the hips in the opposite direction. Right arm reaches up. Finding full side plank. Inhale. The fingertips in that top hip. And exhale. Slowly start to draw that right knee in towards you. And then step it all the way to the top of the mat. Lower back knee down. Untuck the toes. As you're ready, inhale, rise to low lunge. As you exhale, settle those hips down and forward. Right hip drawing back slightly, left hip pressing forward. Inhale, lift up, reach up. As you exhale, cactus the arms. Imagine turning the elbows forward and hands back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus, sink in. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, hands down inside the right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And we're going to turn and face the left side of the mat. Keeping that bend in the right knee, Start to sink the hips towards that right heel and turn the left toes up towards the sky, finding your skandasana. Hips down, heart lifted, right knee drawing in the same direction as the toes. Hands can stay on the mat for support. Maybe you bring those hands to heart, or if you'd like a little extra challenge, you can reach those arms up by the ears. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale, hands to mat. Begin to spin yourself back to face the top of the mats. Right toes pointing forward. We'll spin the back foot down all the way up to our warrior two. So settling in here, back foot parallel with the back of the right knee. Driving down but forward, reaching towards the pinky toe edge of the foot. Hold back on the right hamstring, shoulders over hips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, flip up. Lean back, reverse, stretching through the right side of the waist. Reach through the right fingertips. Inhale, exhale. Hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Shift forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale, meeting back in our downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal it out here. Come back to the breath. Inhale and exhale to settle. Inhale high up onto the toes. As you exhale again, bring those knees down wide. Big toes together, press hips to heels, come back to child's pose. So we're going to do all of that on the other side again. As you're ready, inhale, lift up halfway, interlace the fingers, press down into the forearms, and start to shift the weight forward. As you shift the weight forward, make sure that those elbows are underneath the shoulders. You might even want to bring them a little closer and then allow the arms to spiral out so that they're underneath the shoulders. As you're ready, walk those knees under the hips, tuck the toes, lift the hips, find your dolphin. Press your forehead away from the mat. And again, you can stay right here. You might wish to start to walk the toes closer to the face. Or again, you can set the crown of the head down in between the forearms and start to rise up. Maybe it's one leg, maybe both legs. Inhale and exhale. One more breath wherever you are. And then slowly with control, releasing down, walking those feet back in space, finding your forearm plank. Again, continuing to press yourself away from the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Parallel that left forearm with the top of the mat. Roll to the pinky toe edge of that left foot. Open up to your forearm side plank. Press yourself away from the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand comes down as you spin to the outer edge of the right foot. Find side plank on this side. Lift up through the fingertips. Lift up through the hips. Inhale. Slowly start to draw that left knee into the chest. And then spin yourself forward. Left foot lands forward. Lower down to the right knee. As you're ready, inhale. Rise up, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Sink those hips down and forward. Right spirals forward, left hip draws back in space. Inhale, lift up, reach up. As you exhale, lift the heart, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus the arms, guide the hips forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, back to your Anjaneyasana. Exhale, both hands down inside the left foot. Tuck the back toe and spin yourself to face the right side of the mat. Keep the bend in the left knee. Maybe you even start to deepen it as you sink hips towards that left heel and spiral right toes towards the sky, finding your Skandasana. Hands on the mat for support, hands at heart, or reach it up nice and tall. Either way, heart is lifted, shoulders draw together on the back, butt down, chest lifted. Spread those inner thighs nice and wide. Take an inhale and exhale. Release hands to the mat. We're going to turn ourselves to face the top of the mat. Left toes point forward, but that stays down parallel to the back of the mat. As you're ready, cartwheel up, warrior two. Deep bend in the front knee. Keep lifting up on that back kneecap here. Weight even in both legs, shoulders over hips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, flip the front palm, lean back, reverse. Reach through that left side of the body. Stretch. Imagine pulling that left hip down. And then exhale, cartwheel, hands to mat. Step back to plank. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up to your back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice strong upside down V shape here. Make it nice and active. Arms straight and strong. Spin those inner thighs towards the back of the mat. Inhale, rising up onto the toes. As you exhale, roll it forward like a wave. We're going to roll to the left hand, outer edge of the left foot. Find side plank. So same variation as before, or if you'd like to, you can lift that right knee up, or find your full Vashisthasana, grabbing onto the big toe. Inhale. Wherever you're at, guide that right foot forward to the top of the mat. Lunge, bend the front knee. And then as you're ready, inhale, rise up, crescent. So this time back knee is lifted. Lift it up as high as you can. Lift up through the front side of the body and reach through the fingertips. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the back knee, draw the top of the thigh forward, and then extend it back. Bend the back knee, top of the thigh draws forward, and then lift it up. One more. Lower to hover, and then extend it back. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Right hip draws back, left hip draws forward, open arm twist. See if you can draw those shoulders back over the hips. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale. Exhale, lean forward, and then bring that left hand down, right arm up, coming into your revolved crescent. So we should have that integrity of the twist still. That left leg nice and straight and strong. Inhale. Exhale, keep that right arm nice and long. We're going to circle it down to the top of the mat. Once the fingertips tap down, we're going to lift the left leg up into our half moon pose. Working to spiral that right inner thigh towards the left side of the mat. Lengthen through the side of the waist and stack the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Slowly release that left leg down long behind you. Inhale, passing through warrior two. Exhale, gather those hands at heart. Extend the front leg, come up onto, and then sink it down to Skandasana at the back of your mat. Pressing that right knee in the same direction as the toes, opening those inner thighs. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two, settle in. Inhale, flip the front palm, lean back, reverse. Exhale, hands to mat, step back, plank. Inhale, forward and down. Come into your back bend, and then meet back in downward facing dog. Moving right into that other side. Inhale, high onto the toes. Exhale, rolling forward like a wave. Find your high plank. This time, we're going to move to the right. Plant the right hand, roll to the outer edge of the right foot, and reach the left arm up. You can stay here, lift the left knee up, grab onto the left knee, reach it up to the sky, or find any variation of your. Inhale, exhale. Guide that left foot to the top of the mat. Bend the front knee, setting up in your runner's lunge. As you're ready, inhale, rise, crescent. Right hip rocks forward again, left hip draws back, lifting up on that back leg. Shoulders over hips. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the back knee, draw the top of the thigh forward, and then straighten. Bend, hover, and straighten. Last one, bend and hover. Straighten that back leg, and then inhale, open arm twist, twist to the left. Right arm reaching forward, left arm reaching back. If you notice your upper body leaning forward, see if you can draw it back. Squeeze those inner thighs, lift up through the chest. Inhale. Exhale, start to lean forward and reach that right hand down to the mat. Left arm reaching to the sky, re-straighten that right leg. Inhale. Exhale, straight arm, cartwheel that left arm. Reaching forward as much as you can. Begin to lift that right leg up. Stack the hips. Open into your half moon pose. Peel those hips open. Peel the shoulders open. Lengthen through the sides of the waist and press back through that right heel. Take one more breath. Inhale and exhale. Slowly bend that front knee. Release it into your warrior two. Taking a moment here, setting it up. Inhale. Exhale, gather the hands at heart. Extend the front leg, come up onto the heel of the foot, and then sink it into Skandasana at the back of your mat. Right knee and toes pointing slightly out. Butt down, chest lifted, shoulders drop together on the back. Engage that low belly. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, open back up into your warrior two. Stick it, and then flip the front palm. Lean back, reverse. Stretch through the left side of the waist. And then exhale, hands to mat. Step back, and flow. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Come back to the breath here. And as you're ready, inhale high up onto the toes. Exhale, roll. So same thing, left hand stays down, roll to the outer edge of the left foot, reach the right arm up, stay here, lift the top leg, or drop that top leg behind you, and wrap the hips up towards the sky, finding your wild thing. Inhale. Wherever you're at, exhale, step that right foot to the top of the mat. All 10 toes facing forward. Now, we're going to take that right hand outside of the right foot. You might want to grab a block here. Spin that back foot down all the way. We're going to peel it open into our side angle. So tuck those hips underneath you towards the left edge of the mat. Spin the shoulder open. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel left hand down to the top of the mat. Come up onto the toes of the back and straighten the front leg, finding a nice wide pyramid. Inhale, lift the chest, rebend the front knee. Back foot spins down, open back up into your side angle. We'll do that a few times. Exhale, cartwheel, left arm down. Roll up onto the toes, extend both legs, and fold. Inhale, lift the chest, rebend the front knee. Open, side angle. One more. Cartwheel, left hand down. Find that wide pyramid. Inhale, lift the chest, rebend the front knee. Back foot spins down. This time we'll find our side angle pose. Maybe you extend it, reaching left arm by the ear. Right hand goes where you need it now. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Cartwheel, left hand down to the mat, and then turn yourself to face the left edge of the mat. Nice wide-legged fold. Maybe you turn those toes in slightly, heels out, and then release it down. Pressing into all four corners of the foot, making sure the weight's nice and even here. Hanging heavy. No expectation. If you wanted to find a little movement in the hips, feel free. And if you found movement, make your way back to center. Inhale, lifting halfway. As you exhale, turn yourself back to face the top of the mat. Runner's lunge. Walk the hands forward, tenting the fingertips, and we'll lift the left leg up and back, finding the supported warrior three. Left hip wraps down, inner thigh squeeze, and the chest lifts forward. This is our inhale. As you exhale, bend into both knees and tap that left knee to the back of the right leg, curtsy. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, curtsy, tap. Inhale, kick. Exhale, curtsy. Inhale, kick it back. From here, we're going to point those left toes, plant the hands all the way down to the mat. Press into the knuckles and the fingertips, and then start to shift the shoulders forward past the wrists. Press into the hands, give the belly a little squeeze, lift it up, and then rise up onto just the tippy toes of that right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Lower that right heel and step left foot down to meet the right. Fold. Soften those knees, hanging heavy here. Bring yourself back to the breath. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, earth to sky, rising up, reaching up. Exhale, right back down. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, plank pose, shift forward, lower down, and go through your flow. Meeting in downward facing dog. Last side here, inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, rolling forward like a wave. Right hand stays down, roll to the pinky toe edge of that right foot, and open into side plank. Again, option here to bend that top knee, kickstand the left leg behind you, and find your wild thing. Inhale. Exhale, wherever you are, guide that left foot all the way to the top of the mat. Finding your runner's lunge. Grab that block if you'd like to have it here. Left hand stays down outside of the foot. Spin that right foot down parallel to the back edge of the mat. Tuck the hips under and start to peel that right arm up. Side angle. Lengthen the spine. Reach the crown of the head forward. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel that right arm down. Roll up onto the toes of the back foot. Extend both legs and fold. Inhale, rebend. Open back out. Side angle. Exhale, right arm cartwheels down. Extend both legs. Find that hold. Inhale it forward. Exhale. Side angle. One more time. Cartwheel, right hand down. Extend both legs. Take that pyramid fold. Inhale, rebend. Back foot spins down. Open that right arm up. Now if you'd like to, feel free to reach that right arm by the ear. Extended side angle. Nice diagonal line of energy from fingertips out through that back foot. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down to the mat, and then turn yourself to face the right side of the mat. Again, nice wide-legged fold here. Draw the crown of the head down. If you'd like to, and the crown of your head reaches the mat easily, feel free to find another inversion here. So you can come into your tripod, walking those arms back through between the legs, or again, interlace the fingers, set the crown of the head down in between the forearms, and then slowly start to lift up. Inhale and exhale, lower back down. If you're in the inversion, take a moment here, allow yourself to find some heaviness, folding, and then everyone inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, turn to face the top of the mat. Bend that left knee, runner's lunge. Walk the arms forward in front of you, and then lift that right leg up and back, supported warrior three. So we walk the fingertips forward, so now they should be underneath the shoulders. Wrap that right hip down. Belly draws up and in. Chest is lifted. Inhale. Exhale, bend both knees. Tap a right knee to the back of the left leg. Curtsy. And then kick it back. Two more. Curtsy. Lower. And lift. Curtsy. And then kick it back. From here, point those right toes. Bring the whole hand down to the mat, press into the knuckles and fingertips, and then start to shift the shoulders forward in front of the wrists. Pull the belly in and lift up onto the left toes. Inhale. Exhale, lower left heel down, and then right foot meets the left. Fold. You can hang heavy here, or maybe you slide those hands underneath the soles of the feet. Coming into your gorilla pose, give those wrists a little massage with the toes. Make it active or passive. I'll let you choose. So passive, you're just hanging heavy. Active, you're actually lifting up on the soles of the feet. Those biceps are going to engage, and you're going to use that tension to draw yourself a little closer towards the earth. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Inhale and exhale. Release the hands, bringing them back to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting halfway. And exhale, hands plant, step or hop it back. Go through your flow and meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, high onto the toes. Exhale, drop those knees down wide. Bring the toes together. Sit the hips back to the heels. Child's pose. If you want a little bit of a deeper stretch on the low back, you can always bring those knees together. Again, take a moment, settle in, come back to the breath. Just like when we started practice, you're going to have an opportunity for one more inversion. So lift up halfway, interlace those fingers, forearms down on the mat. We're going to shift the weight forward, walk those knees underneath the hips if they're not already there, and then tuck the toes, lift the hips, dolphin pose. Option to stay here. You can start to walk the toes up towards the face, working to stack the hips. You can lift one leg, reaching up through the toes, point the toes, or if you'd like to, and you feel able to, maybe you even move to a wall, you can start to practice kicking up into your forearms. So play around with it for a little bit. I'll give you a couple of moments here. See if you can catch some air. You can always hit pause and do some additional practice. And then whenever you're ready, as you make your way down, go ahead and crawl yourself back into that child's pose or seat pose. Starting to walk those hands back in towards the body. Make sure that the tops of the feet are pressing down into the mat, hips over the heels, and then walk the hands behind you, maybe just leaning back, lifting the chest forward, or start to lift those knees up, getting a nice stretch in the ankles, and then lower the knees back down. We're going to walk those knees out nice and wide, and then bring that right heel forward so that the sole of the right foot meets that left inner thigh, coming into our stag legs here. So I'll turn to face you so you can see what that looks like. That left heel is back by the glute. Right shin is almost parallel with the top of your mat. Press down into the fingertips, sit up nice and tall, lengthen the spine. And then you're going to sweep that left arm all the way across the body. As you do that, wrap that left hip forward. So you're spinning all the way up onto that right hip and outer thigh. Turn to face the side of your mat. And you can start to walk the arms away, or even lower to the forearms, taking a deer twist. Try to keep as much length in the spine as you can. Allow those hips to relax. One more inhale. And exhale. Walking hands back in towards you. Turning back to face the front of your mat, and we'll switch sides. Bring that left leg forward, shin almost parallel with the top of the mat. Roll onto the left hip, and bring the right heel back by the glute. Coming into stag legs on the other side. Take a moment here, root down into the fingertips, lengthen the spine, make sure you're nice and even, and then sweep that right arm all the way across the body. Again, that right hip's going to wrap forward, weight shifts into the outer left hip and leg. Stay up nice and tall here, or walk it forward, twisting to the left side of your mat. Try to keep the chest lifted. Reach the tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Inhale. And exhale. Walking those hands back in towards you. Turn to face the top of your mat and bring the feet down, knees up. Hands walk back behind you, underneath the shoulders, fingertips facing towards you, or maybe they're facing out towards the sides of the mat. Draw the shoulders together on the back, lift the chest, and then slowly start to lift the hips. And then lift them a little bit more until you arrive in your reverse table. Keep drawing those shoulders together on the back. Maybe you let the chin flip up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale. Slowly releasing back down. Reach the fingers forward and then roll yourself all the way down onto your mat. When you get there, hug those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little love, rocking side to side. Option for one final inversion here. You may wish to find your happy baby, maybe legs up the wall, or feel free to rise up into your shoulder standard plow pose. Find the inversion of your choice and take 3 nice deep breaths. Ready? Begin to ease your way back down, allowing the feet to touch down first. Walk those feet out wide. Allow the knees to knock together here. Taking just a few breaths in your constructive resting pose. Using this as a reminder to slow the breath back down. And as you're ready, maybe walking those legs forward, allowing the feet to fall away from each other as the arms hang heavy by your sides, palms face up. Wrap those shoulders back, chest is lifted. Back side of the body begins to get heavy on the mat. As you close the eyes and arrive in your Shavasana. Feeling free to press pause and extend this out, or beginning to find small movements, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling wrists and ankles, and then walking those legs together, pointing through the toes. Reach the arms up overhead for a nice long body stretch. Bending the knees, rolling over to your favorite side. With one final push of effort, making your way up to seated on the mat. Finding a nice comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. Hands come down by your sides. Inhale, circle those arms up overhead. Exhale, press the breath out and away. Inhale, rising up, reaching up. Exhale, letting it go. Deep breath in from earth to sky, breathing in the energy and vitality we've created, and drawing it home to heart center Anjali Mudra. Taking this energy out into the world and sharing it with everyone you meet. Honoring the light inside and teacher in us all, from the bottom of my heart to yours. Namaste. Thank you for sharing today's practice with me. It's nice to be back on the mat, and I will see you next time.